Hey guys, and welcome back to Okami. Oh, the antics in play right now. We've got a knocked out Nagi on our back, dressed up as Nami, and we are just going to present Orochi, a maiden he has never seen before. One of a completely different... What the fuck is going on?
I know, they were angry at us, so they tried to beat us up. Which is just like, for God's sake, we're carrying him on our back. Like, we're doing a good deed.
We're carrying her on our back. And also, I don't think carrying a maiden, quotation marks, a maiden to her doom is a good deed, so to speak.
This is true. Now, I'm slightly annoyed at myself because there's a really funny bit of dialogue that you can get if you speak to Shakia with Nagi dressed as a maiden on your back. But I've completely forgot to go and pick it up.
Oh,
so...
what do you like?
Oh, well.
This music is legit in my top 10 Okami soundtracks right now.
Oh, it is. Giving Kushinada a ride is just... it's beautiful. It's definitely in my top 10 as well. Actually, to be fair, it's probably in my top 5.
Yeah, it's pretty up there.
Because you've got Giving Kushinada a Ride.
Whoa.
You've got Rishima Coast. Then you've got the final boss theme, because I just love that so dearly. And then I would say that you've got two specific songs that I've spoken of them before, but I'll leave you to figure out what they are a little bit later.
Okay, what the fuck are these things?
So these are clay soldiers, and they are exclusive to the past, which is always fun. So I'm going to be spending a while trying to take them down.
Okay.
Because I want to make sure that I've defeated every single different type, and also I want to make sure that I've picked up everything in the area.
But you said this was a plot part, not a side quest part.
It is a plot part because we are carrying the maiden, the fake maiden, to the moon cave, and really this area is not that big whatsoever.
Fine, I suppose. And these guys, they're kind of made out of paper, if not clay.
Yeah, they are quite easy to defeat, which is nice.
Yeah, it just speeds things up, really.
Now, the clay soldiers, their Japanese name is Haniwa Senshi, and that should make sense because a Haniwa is a terracotta clay figure that was made for ritual use and buried with the dead as funerary objects during the Kofun period of the history of Japan.
Uh-huh.
Basically, they sort of fit into the same deal as like the Dogu and so on and so forth, and I think in a way the visual design of some of the clay soldiers is very much like the Dogu.
Is there any particular plot reason for why they're attacking us now?
Not really. I mean, I think the reason that they are doing so is because they are the current soldiers of Orochi.
Okay, that makes sense.
But yeah, they are so easy to fight and so easy to get flawless finishes on, which is just brilliant for me.
Oh, we just passed 40,000 yen, mate, or is that 440,000? I don't know.
That's 404,265 yen.
Well, you made numerical mistakes earlier before me, which I was surprised that I'm making them now. I'm owning my mistakes.
Yeah, you see, it's because now that we are into the past, my brain has sort of finally kicked up a little bit of a gear. So it's kind of going, okay, I can relax now. We're in the important stuff that I was trying to think about earlier.
There you go. God, these clay things are ridiculous. I'm not gonna lie, I can't take them seriously as moops at all.
Yeah, they are pretty ridiculous, but they are only really in this location, so that's not a problem for me. But we are going to be spending a decent amount of time in Shinshu Field 100 years ago, because I do need to make sure that I have everything. Thankfully, the area is a lot smaller, and this is slightly bizarre. You go through that, and then there's a chest, randomly.
Right.
don't get that at all, but oh well. But yes, most of Shinshu Field is inaccessible to you, as you can see, so really they are just forcing you to go in the direction of the Moon Cave, so you do not have that much to explore here.
In addition to that, the area seems very differently lit to the present day Shinshu Field as well. Was that intentional?
I believe so, yes, because obviously this is 100 years ago when Orochi was at the height of his power. And so everything's a lot darker because there's much less hope here.
Oh.
The villagers of Kamiki Village feel they have to send Nami until, we grabbed Nagi and just sort of legged it. Because that's what they've had to do for the past God knows how many years.
Well,
So this is a much more serious moment in the game, and it continues that trend of the third act of Okami being a lot darker in general.
Yeah, for sure. It almost feels like a different game, honestly.
Yeah, I think because the first act, even though obviously Kushi was, we were ending taking Kushi to the Moon Cave, we had a sense of heroism about us, because Kushi was trying to be a badass, we were trying to be a badass, Susanoo was trying to be a badass, and it was just sort of us being a hero.
Now we're just being a coward, forcing a guy to be a sacrifice.
The second act, the stakes were upped, because someone did actually die, and we needed to get revenge. So that was sort of the second path that we could take. And now we're sort of in that space of the darkness is fully taking hold, and there's just a sense of melancholy, almost. Like there's a sadness that pervades Kamui, and it continues here into the past, and it's just really unfortunate. I don't know why this particular clay soldier was giving me grief in terms of defeating his glowy balls, but for some reason he decided to be a bit of a sod. But he didn't stand much of a chance either way.
Oh yeah, well, we are the great Amaterasu, goddess of the present.
Technically goddess of the sun, but present day goddess, also fine.
Let's not play the semantics game, you know damn well what I meant.
Now, obviously there is very little point in me picking up all this praise right now, because it has no more use at all. I have completely... Well, actually no, it does have a use, I tell a lie, because we've completely filled out our... I think it's attributes or whatever, so
yeah.
We've got full health, full ink lords, so on and so forth. After that point, any praise that you earn will net you some extra yen.
Nice.
So it's just another way of getting money, and considering at this point in the game you're really going to be wanting to save up for the super expensive weapons that are and moves that are just ahead of you, really that needs to be at the foremost of your thought process. So just try and stockpile as much money as possible.
You can't pay for everything with yen, sadly.
Well, I mean, you can, but we need a bit of praise to give us that extra yen, because apparently excess praise turns into money, so that's fine by me.
I would praise myself all day, every day, and finally get over that crippling self-doubt if it meant I could transfer it into sweet, sweet pound notes.
Well, yes, but you see, the praise needs to come from other people.
Oh.
That's how it works. You can't self-praise, unfortunately. Definitely self-love, because that's important.
Alright.
But self-praise, no. That's just being a dick.
I want the money. I don't think you understand how this works.
Well, yes, but Tom, you're not a god.
Yet.
Well, no, you're the Lord of Hellfire Commentaries, but there's very little chance you can become a god. Because, unless you do like a... It's not gonna happen.
Wow, first of all, nice spoilers. I'm probably gonna have to fucking edit that. Second of all, what the hell is this tangent? Just tell us a little bit about what we're fighting here.
Well, annoyingly, there's very little about the clay soldiers other than their Haniwa thing, the dealio. Which is irritating. However, I believe that part of the reason why they did include this is because obviously one of the most famous instances of terracotta figures is the terracotta army.
Of course, yeah.
In China. And basically, they're a collection of terracotta sculptures depicting the armies of Qin Shi Huang, first emperor of China. And it is a form of funerary art buried with the emperor in 210 to 209 BCE, and their purpose was to protect the emperor in his afterlife.
Huh.
So obviously you've just got all of the rows and rows and rows of terracotta soldiers. And I suppose that is part of perhaps what was getting referenced here, because these are clay soldiers. They're sort of here to bring about the end. So they are sort of a funeral army in a way.
Jesus, that's a pretty dark image.
Oh yeah. It's fitting because everything that Okami is doing right now is emphasizing the darkness of what is taking place. Like, the world is not doing well right now. There are horrors taking place in it, and we need to bring a stop to them.
Alright, Rishi, you ready? You're all set to enter the moon cave once more?
I am. I just want to make sure that I've got all of the clay soldiers that I need. I just need to find them in the bloody bestiary. Which is easier said than done when you haven't looked at any of the bleeding things.
Oh my god.
Yeah, because you just end up with a massive list of new, and I'm just like, oh, for God's sake.
Please tell me you're not going to go through all of these.
Well, I'm not going to go through all of them, because, there we go. So we've got Clay Soldier, Clay Samurai, we've got Clay Drummer, we've got the Clay Flyer, and we've got the Clay Shogun. And that is all of the clay soldiers, I believe.
Nice, nice.
So I can breathe easy.
Oh, we all can, mate. Because you're not a liar. It is a 100% run once more.
Exactly. So it was one of those things where, because if I miss them here, I miss them. So it's just like, let's just make sure. Pause, breathe, because this is important. Because much like those mirror enemies that you could only find in the Emperor's garden and in his palace when we were Diddy, just need to make sure that we have them, because 100% run, it's important.
You ever gonna get off the screen?
Maybe.
Thank
You
you,
see?
There we go.
So I just had to hold on to the maybe, because I knew it was coming eventually, I just couldn't remember when.
Elongating your words or sentences is a useful commentary tip. Don't be afraid to use it.
Indeed, and I know I've been saying indeed a lot, but it's fitting right now.
This place may have originated the word down, because it's seen better days.
Yes, it has. See, I nearly said indeed, but then I thought, oh no, Tom will pretty much kill me, so I should probably avoid that one.
I probably won't be as triggered, but it is warm, so my patience is at an all-time low.
Yeah, once again, in the UK, it's really muggy, and we don't deal well with heat.
Oh, that's cool.
Here we have an actual Dogu. So, in saying that there was an element of the Dogu about the clay soldiers, this is why, because we have actual Dogus as enemies. And they are a bit of a pain because they are quite sturdy. And they are quite powerful, so you have just got to be careful.
Well, I would expect nothing less from Orochi's bodyguards, honestly.
Definitely. And what's fascinating is that, so, I've gone into Dogu before in this walkthrough, I believe, but they are also made of clay, so it's fitting that the clay soldiers are clay. But obviously, most Dogu are quite small. They're about 10 to 30 centimetres high, which actually, to be fair, is surprisingly big for a figurine.
Yeah.
But these guys are meters high, because the second you take anything that was small and make it big, it suddenly becomes a little bit more terrifying.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And there we go. Didn't stand a chance.
Well, you lost a lot of health, but I guess they're the type of enemies that hit hard, you know?
Definitely.
Alright. We got everything?
We do indeed. I was just making sure those aren't trees I can bloom, are they? No, they are not. So let's head in to the mouth of the moon cave.
Feels like there should be someone here to greet us, although maybe I'm just being nostalgic right now.
Yeah, I'd really like Waka to be here as well, but unfortunately he is not. So, come on, Orochi, we've got a nice juicy maiden for you to chow down on.
Why can I smell cologne? Oh, no reason.
But yes, the other thing that Isian's realised is that Orochi kills us after the end of this battle. We've basically taken on the role of Shiranui, and at the end of it, we die. So, hopefully the legend's not entirely true.
Where's the actual Shiranui then?
We don't know. Well, actually, if you've played Okami, then yes, you do know. But let's just say Okami is not canon in anybody that loves Okami's head.
Well, I'll hold you to that, I suppose. Oh, there's that cowardice streak that was there for a second, but he's much more proficient at holding his nerve, I've noticed, than his descendant.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's because he's trained to fight. And what he was planning on doing anyway was going and fighting Orochi. But obviously, the second he gets there, he's suddenly just like, oh, yeah, I'm not really down with this. Slightly terrified.
Fuck that noise.
I mean, you would be too if you were suddenly face to face with evil dragon demon.
Well, I think just an overly large caterpillar would do me in.
Yeah, I think Orochi realised that he wasn't quite a maiden.
Yeah, not in the slightest, and the barrier's up, so I guess there's nowhere to go but inside the cave now.
Yep. And, yeah, we're going to have to face Orochi in peak condition, so this is going to be quite the challenge, I feel.
Alright, brace yourself, lads and lasses, we're going in. See you next time.